Our Too Many Plants event is on now. But look at this magnolia here. It's a teddy bear magnolia, the world's most sought after magnolia. A beautiful advanced specimen. You've probably never seen a better one than this. And in store, this is $699. But at our Too Many Plants event, we're putting it up for auction this Friday, 12 o'clock. It goes up for auction with a 10-cent reserve. Who knows what it'll sell for? Maybe 500, maybe 400, maybe only 300, maybe only 200. Maybe it won't even make $100. Who knows? Come to the event, put in your 10 cents worth and see what you can get this beautiful teddy bear magnolia for at the Too Many Plants event this Friday, 12 o'clock. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Wow, look at this beautiful lemon tree.
It's the best deal you've ever had at a nursery. Go online or come in store, spend over $100 and get a $30 beautiful lemon tree absolutely free.
I'm gonna go spend $100 so I can get this lemon tree for free.
Chris, are you ready for shooting?
No.
Oh, okay. Bye.
If you're travelling from somewhere like Shepparton to get access to a great range of plants, you could easily spend $50 or $60 just on fuel for the trip. At Hello Plants, we've built a system designed to solve that. We offer free delivery across most of Victoria, and while our vans are out delivering, they'll also pick up plants from dozens of growers all over the state. That means you get access to one of the largest ranges of plants in Victoria all in one place. And here's where it makes sense. One trip in your own car might use $50 to $60 of fuel for a single order, but one of our vans might use a similar amount of fuel while delivering 20 or 30 orders at the same time. That brings the fuel cost down to just a few dollars per delivery. And Hello, we offer more than just delivery. We offer free garden design, a Zoom garden design service so you don't have to travel, bulk deals for bigger projects so you're saving money and you've got more time in the garden, and it adds real value to your home. Order now and get free delivery. Tap the link and let's go.
Today, Hello Plants has a really exciting project at this building. Let's go have a look. This is our plant collection. Because we have an outdoor vertical garden, we need tough, hardy plants. Let me take you through them. We have the Agave attenuata. That's going to be a nice feature around all the plants. Then we have our blue chalk sticks. We have our Xanadu at the back, rosemary, if you want to cook something. Then we have the hot pink pig face to add a bit of colour. Put on some fertiliser and some water and they're going to go brilliantly. Let's go check it out. Now we're installing the plants. This is a very special building because it's commercial, so we can't just open the windows and put them in the planter boxes. The boys have to abseil down. We can turn any space into your dream garden, no matter how challenging. We have the right plants for any space. Commercial or residential, we can do it all. Book our free garden design today. Let's leave them to it.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Wow, look at this lemon. It's a Lisbon lemon, the classic Aussie backyard lemon, that big tough lemon that produced lots and lots of lemons. And I haven't just got one of them, I've got thousands of them. And they're all going into the clearance section for $10. That's right, Lisbon lemons, $10 each. And in our clearance section, there's all sorts of plants. You can buy plants for $2, $4, $6, $10, $20. You could do your whole garden in our clearance section, and Lisbon lemons, the classic Aussie lemon, just $10. Are you looking for a wonderful focal point in your courtyard, garden or townhouse? Something absolutely beautiful? I've got it. Come and take a look at this. What I've done is I've put together a wonderful collection of topiaries. Now I reckon that even if you paid 50 bucks and went into the garden show this year, you wouldn't see such a good collection of topiaries gathered together. What I've got, look at this fabulous spiral here. You've got beautiful balls on a stick. We've got native balls, English box balls, beautiful cones. And look at this, a cloud prune camellia. It's going to be covered in these wonderful pink flowers really, really soon. And then you've got a cloud prune osmanthus, absolutely wonderful. Look at these ones here, Japanese box, English box, bay trees, westringias, everything all shaped beautifully to create a focal point in your garden. So come in, get a garden design and check out my beautiful topiaries. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. We've moved our clearance section into a much bigger part of the nursery and it's absolutely enormous. We're clearing out lots and lots of stock and a person could put together a really, really interesting collection on the cheap. There's a whole section for $2, a section for $4, a section for $6, $10 and great big trees and bushes for 20 bucks. So come down here and put yourself a cheap garden, get yourself a cheap garden. Interesting collection, wonderful plants, just need a little TLC. Out of the clearance section, anybody can have a great garden now on any budget. Hello, this is Edwina.
Hi, Jasmine.
I'm here with Kathy and Anne over here. What's the real treasure that you've got there and how much did it cost you?
I'm very excited about the crepe myrtles, and you had quite a few of them there.
Yeah.
So I've taken 3 of those.
So they're great value, aren't they? Normally a 10-inch pot crepe myrtle is about 50 bucks and these ones cost you
Roses here.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So I just...
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to our live Q&A with Chris. How you doing today, Chris?
Great, thank you.
So Chris will be answering your gardening questions live on today's show. You just simply need to drop your question in the comments section. Doesn't matter what platform you're watching us on, Chris will answer it live. So if you have a gardening, something you want to repair, or you maybe have an idea for a garden, you want to get some advice, Chris has got 6 years of horticultural experience.
Joe, I saw something completely new this week. My grandkids come in to help in the nursery and they're 5 and 7?
Yeah.
So 5 and 7, and they worked out a good gardening activity. What they were doing is they were finding snails and colouring them in. And we had these psychedelic snails crawling around in the nursery. So
really? Wow.
yeah, they discovered, I'd never thought of colouring in snails.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so they were colouring in snails.
Maybe a fun game for the school holidays.
Yeah, multicoloured snails crawling around a garden or the nursery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
actually really cool. Okay,
Yeah,
well
so-
there's some advice if you're a bit bored in the garden.
And I said to Leon, he could make that's my grandson, I said you could maybe make a video. He said, yes, this would be a good holiday activity for children.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah,
Oh,
he said
that's
this would be a good
incredible.
holiday activity. I could say this would be a good holiday activity for children. Just find your snails and colour them in.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
All right, well, drop us a comment if you're into the colouring in of snails.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you have a gardening question, we're
Yeah.
more than happy to hear from you, and Chris is happy
What-
to answer it for you. How are you feeling this week, Chris?
Oh, good. What I'd like to see is a couple of videos where people get half a dozen snails, colour them in, and then put them on a leaf and have them crawling around all nicely brightly coloured. And the kids started off putting them a single colour, and then they changed over and they were doing them multicoloured.
Wow, that's really amazing. We'd love to see that. All right, well, get your gardening questions in now, whether it's colouring in snails or we offer this services for you guys, so don't be shy. Chris is here right now. We are live. All right, we'll get stuck into
whether
some.
you want to talk nonsense or colouring in
Maybe
snails.
before we get into whether you want to talk nonsense or you actually want to ask a genuine gardening question. It sounds like Chris is in the mood today.
Well, actually,
What about this week? You want to tell us what's
the
happening?
other thing, what
Besides
is actually
colouring
happening is it's an exciting week for me. It's time to get bare rooted.
Yes.
And people might wonder, what getting bare rooted has to do with gardening.
Yeah.
And what it is that it's a traditional thing. For
What is bare rooted actually first? Because a lot of people might not know that are watching.
Okay, so bare rooted is a traditional thing that's been going on for thousands upon thousands of years, long before potted plants started. And that is that when a lot of plants, when they go dormant in the winter, when they stop growing, it could be like an English box, a rose, an apple tree, a plum tree. They stop growing and they become sort of still and asleep in the winter, and you can dig them up and move them. And so for thousands of years, people have sort of mass cultivated, like they've mass cultivated all sorts of things, strawberries, all sorts of things. They mass cultivate large patches of them, then they dig them up and transport them. Farmers and various different people, gardeners, will transport them to their place and plant them. And what's great about bare rooted is that you don't have the cost of the pot or the potting mix or some of the costs associated with growing plants in pots. And it means that, like, it hasn't happened quite yet, but it means things like you'll be able to come in and you might be able to buy a silver birch for $5, whereas in summer the cheapest silver birch you'll buy in a pot will be about $11. And you'll be able to buy a Japanese maple for $5 or $6, and the cheapest one you'll buy in summer will be $11 to $15. So, and might buy a strawberry plant for $2. And so basically getting, and you might buy a big bushy English box for $5 or $6. So getting bare rooted,
it's an
nowhere
efficient
near as
way,
rude
right?
as it sounds.
Yeah.
It's about.
There's nothing rude about it at all, actually.
Yeah. So what it is, it's a time when you can, and also you'll find that because when you pick them up, you might. So people come in here and they'll be driving just a little hatchback car, and they might buy 100 silver birches and they throw them in the back of their hatchback and go home. Whereas in summer they'd have to bring a van or a truck or something to do it.
Yeah.
So bare rooting means that you're not transporting weeds and disease as much as you might if you're doing a pot.
Yeah.
It means that the costs of production and handling are lower, so that the bare rooted can be really, really cheap.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things going for bare rooted. So there's lots of reasons to go bare rooted, and then you're saving money, easy transport.
Yeah.
And it's a great old tradition, and I'm probably one of the number one sellers of bare rooted in Victoria, and I've been doing it for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
So
you've had some big bare rooted sales over the time.
Yeah, that's right. And actually this year I think with
the
tough economy, I think that this will be a really, really good year for buying and getting bare rooted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop us a comment if you remember the bare rooted ads with the wombats out the front.
That's right. We used to say, "Get bare rooted."
All right, great. Well, we'll start taking your questions, guys. Don't be shy, and drop a comment. I mean, if you don't have a question, that's understandable. But if you want to make the most of Chris's time right now, let's get stuck into it. Chris has to leave halfway through the show, so ask him a question now. We have another garden expert coming.
We've got a special guest coming in, and that's Wayne. And Wayne's a real interesting guy. He started off working in a nursery in
Gold Coast,
Queensland, up in the Gold Coast, or Sunshine Coast, I think.
Yeah.
And then he was invited to work as a gardener for royalty in Jordan, and he spent 20 or 30 years gardening for royalty in Jordan, and then he's come back to Australia. And he does a lot of my communication and solves a lot of technical problems in our nursery, things that I don't quite have time to do, and very, very artistic and knowledgeable and very, very experienced nurseryman. And what he's going to do is he's going to come along at 12:20. We work with me till 12:30. Then after that, you can speak to a gardener who's been looking after royalty for the last 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, well, stick around for that because that's pretty exciting. All right, let's get stuck into the questions. So first one comes to us from Katie. Please tell me you have a remedy for butt grass. It just pops up in little sprouts everywhere. No matter how much I put poison on it in my garden, it just pops up everywhere. Oh, nut grass, sorry.
Nut grass.
It's everywhere in my garden. Digging, not an option. I have plays everywhere taking over despite poison plants.
Do you know, I can talk about nutgrass.
Yeah.
years ago, I went to North Queensland.
Yeah.
And advertised and worked as a landscape gardener. And I was in Mackay and I rented a house. I was just married. I rented a house, and I planted a lovely little garden out the front, and up came the nutgrass.
Oh yeah. What
And
is
to
it?
this
Exactly?
Nutgrass. It's a bulb that's down deep in the ground.
Yeah.
It's down deep in the ground, and it can sit dormant for ages. And when the wet season comes, it just pops up everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, what you'd have to do is, I reckon that basically nutgrass is a type of bulbous grass-like plant that stores sugar and nutrients under the ground.
Yeah.
And then when it gets an opportunity, it pops up and starts photosynthesizing again.
Right.
And with any, and I didn't stay there long enough to really learn to handle the nutgrass, but what I know is that down south here, I've had a property with acres of onion weed, and I got rid of all the onion weed. And onion weed is the same sort of thing. It stores stuff in a bulb and pops up, and most people say you can't get rid of it. But basically what I found is that, say you had a garden bed, and say you went and bought yourself a nice little hoe, and
Yeah.
what I love the Wolf draw hoe. It's wonderful, you just drag it through the ground. Say you bought yourself a nice little hoe,
Yeah.
and you hoed that garden every 2 weeks, and you didn't let that nutgrass photosynthesize for more than a few days.
Yeah.
What would happen is that those little nuts under the ground would run out of sugar eventually, and they'd be gone. So,
Wow. So repeat that again.
so what it is that your
starve it of the
nutgrass,
sugar,
your
do you, or-
nutgrass
Yeah.
is a bulb. It's
Yeah.
a grass-like plant that's
With a
really
bulb.
a bulb.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
And in that bulb that's under the ground. Yeah. Can I explain to you guys? You can't. That has to be disassembled. You can't. They're not going to do it. It has to be disassembled and reassembled at the person's place. So no one's been able to work out how to do it. Just leave it for now, and it has to be disassembled and reassembled. Explain that to Michelle, and somebody who can disassemble and reassemble can deliver it. Okay?
Okay, so just leave it.
Yeah, you're not going to move that, right?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, there's just yeah.
Yeah. All right. Pick it up from you starve the nutgrass of the sugar. Did you
Yeah.
say?
So what it is that in a bulb, and I've done it. I've never done it with nutgrass because I didn't live in North Queensland long enough. But with bulbs that hold things, and people say you can't get rid of them, if you do not let them photosynthesize, it might take you 6 months, it might take you a year, it might take you 18 months.
Yeah.
But I've always found with anything that comes up from under the ground from a stored supply of energy that's under the ground is wear it out. Every time it shoots up, it takes a lot of energy to shoot up, and if
Yeah.
it comes straight off with a hoe and you don't let it photosynthesize, it will disappear. Guaranteed.
Wow. Okay.
Nothing can keep on sending up shoots.
Yeah.
Nothing can keep on sending up shoots and growing
If it can't photosynthesize.
if it can't gather more of the sun's energy.
So Katie would have to keep on top of it. Yeah.
yeah,
Correct.
you have a look at a wolf draw hoe, and start hoeing it off every time it comes up. Get out and hoe your garden every 2 weeks, and that nutgrass will stop popping.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as it's not getting the sun, eventually it'll finish up, Katie. All right, good. Next question comes to us from Eki. Hi, Chris. The front of my house is south facing. There is no direct sun. Please advise flowering plant for this area. Thanks.
Okay, Japanese. Let's make a little list. Japanese anemone,
Japanese anemone.
hellebore,
Yeah. Hellebore, yeah.
which are sometimes called winter rose. So Japanese hellebore, and then any of your plectranthus. One of my favourite plectranthus is your Mona lavender. Loves the shade. And then I won't do too many, but something like beacon silver.
Yep.
And of course, lots of people come to me and they want to grow hydrangeas, and they got in their front garden, and they've got hot sunny front gardens, and when I'm doing garden designs, I just won't put hydrangeas in a hot sunny front garden. So in that wonderful south facing spot, you can grow hydrangea. So I'll run through that again. What did I do? I said
Japanese anemone.
Japanese
Oh,
anemone,
yeah.
plectranthus, and in particular Mona
Plectranthus,
lavender is a
yep.
beautiful flowering plectranthus, and then hydrangea and
Yep.
silver beacon.
Silver
And they're-
beacon
and
is
they're
okay,
all
cool.
wonderful. They're all wonderful flowering plants. And just for the hell of it, I'll throw one more in, and that's your Tapuna rock lily. Lovely sprays of white flowers. So that would be another one that you could do.
That's awesome. So that's your shade flowering,
Yeah. So a shade flowering combo.
shade loving. Wait, what do we call it? Shade flowering. We're gonna make an article of
Shade
this.
loving flowering combo.
Shade loving
Flowering.
flowering combo. Yeah, that's an article right there. We'll get that together for you. That was for Eki. Eki, if you want to re-watch the answers, if you missed them, this live will be published on our YouTube page straight after we're finished going live. So just go to YouTube, search for Hello Plants, go to our channel and just go to the live tab, and this live will be at the top. So if you want to re-listen to any of the answers, that goes to all of you asking questions today. If you want to re-hear any of the answers from today's live Q&A, you can simply do that by watching it after it's published. All right, let's keep going. There's quite a few questions to get through. All right, next one comes to us from, well, actually it's more of a comment than a question. Gunther saying, the man from Tim's told me that you can grow carrots indoor. I've yet to see this success of this.
I don't reckon you'd do much better outdoors. And I was brought up at Mount Dandenong, and I went to school in Lilydale, and I went to school with all the big carrot growers in those days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember my best mate was John Di Gregorio, and him and his dad used to grow carrots out there in Sylvan, and lots of guys grew carrots, and none of
Really?
them
Wow.
grew them indoors.
Okay. There you go.
And I reckon
And
that
they were the top growers, were
those
they?
hot sunny paddocks in Sylvan used to grow beautiful
Yeah.
carrots. I believe these days that carrots are growing up on the Murray.
Oh, are they? Okay,
and
it's
there's
nice and hot up there.
one guy grows them up there, and it's so hot up there that he harvests them at night time so they don't cook as they dig them.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and so all
Have
those
to
little
harvest
10
them
acre
right.
blocks. When I went to school back in the 70s, back in Lilydale,
Yeah.
and back then all of Melbourne's, all of Victoria's, or most of Australia's carrots came from little 5 to 20 acre lots all over Sylvan, and
Wow.
and a lot of the kids I went to school with, their dads were farmers of carrots.
All right, so you'd advise against the
Yeah,
indoor
and my dad
planting.
used to grow lots of carrots. We never once grew a carrot indoors. And I'm sure a carrot would grow indoors, but I don't reckon it produced great carrots. If you really want it, you can grow a carrot indoors, but you're not going to grow good carrots indoors. You get
Okay.
nice production out in the field. And what carrots love is that they love deep, loose soil, plenty of water, plenty of fertilizer, and sow them at the right time of year. We used to sow our carrots in about October.
Is it? Okay, it's October, and then you harvest it when? Like summer?
And,
Midsummer?
and then what you do is you start pulling baby carrots. You
Yeah.
start pulling baby carrots around at Christmas. You get lovely
Oh.
little salad baby carrots.
Oh, yeah.
And what the baby carrots do is that they thin them, and then we'd pull carrots right through till springtime.
Okay,
And-
wow,
and
all the way to
carrots-
the next season, yeah.
And the carrots that we'd pull to after winter and spring
Yeah.
would be enormous carrots. They'd be 2 inches thick, and they'd be like a piece. They'd be real tough. You had
Okay.
to really cook them to eat them.
Wow.
And but we have lovely crisp, sweet carrots at Christmas time. So we'd
Nice.
plant in about October, get little tiny eating carrots. And I remember as a child, we had a nice big veggie patch, and you'd be out running around playing. You'd get a little bit hungry. We'd go down and we'd pull a couple of carrots and munch them while we were running around.
That sounds really nice, actually. I
Yeah.
seem to recall that as a kid too. We had a veggie patch,
Yeah,
and I was pulling carrots around. It was about Christmas
pull
time.
carrots
yeah.
and eat them. Yeah.
Hey, should we get in Wayne now?
Yeah.
Because you do have to. Chris has to go. Thanks to everyone who's asked us questions. We're just going to do a transition over to Wayne. Wayne is an expert, and you can explain all
Yeah,
of that.
I'm going to
on the show.
introduce Wayne.
Yeah.
So Wayne, grab a chair and come round.
And if your gardening questions haven't been answered yet, don't worry, we're getting to them. Wayne's going to take over, and Chris has to go. So let's just do the intro, and then we'll get Wayne on to take over the live Q&A.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So here we have Wayne. Now Wayne is our troubleshooting communicator. We have all sorts of problems. Like last week, one of our truck drivers spilt some oil on somebody's driveway, and which Wayne had to solve the problem of the oil on the driveway. But Wayne solves all sorts of gardening problems, but most interesting, Wayne came to me. He was a gardener in Jordan, working for royalty in Jordan, weren't you?
I was.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was working in a nursery in Queensland, and somebody came up to me one day and said, "Would you like to work for a prince in the Middle East?" And I thought, yeah, right, sure. Anyway, I ended up doing that. 6 months later, I was working there. 25 years later, I've come back.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
amazing thing. And they still contact me. I've got an
incredible.
email from the princess actually in my email now, which I have to answer.
Amazing.
Right.
So, yeah. So with an update on the garden and how it's all going over there and all the gossip and all the palace dramas and stuff. Thanks.
Wow. Well, maybe we can change the questions. If anyone has any questions about that, they
About-
can
yeah,
drop it in
about,
the comment section.
About something to the equivalent of a Downton Abbey story, yes.
We have quite a few gardening questions coming in though, so hang in there, guys. We're going to get to your questions. Should we switch over now then? We'll get Wayne mic'd up properly, and then Chris, you can head off.
Yep.
Thanks again, guys.
Okay, thank you for taking over, Wayne.
That is not
And
of my
I-
pleasure, Chris.
and
Hang
I'm
in there, guys.
I'm sure that you can be.
All right, we'll say bye to Chris.
Wayne's a really interesting and fascinating guy, and people will do well to talk to him.
That's right.
Yes.
We had a bit of a goal. I might remove that goal now because Chris is leaving. We had a goal on there for ask Chris what his favourite song of all time was,
Oh, really?
but the goal didn't get met. So maybe we'll leave it for next week. No, we'll do it next
So
week.
what-
We can't hear you, Chris. It's all right. Go. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I'd love to hear that myself.
All right, let's keep going, Wayne, because there's quite a bit to get
Yeah, not a
through.
problem at all.
So we just finished off answering the about growing carrots indoors, which Chris has already answered. Not the best advice.
No, that's a tricky one.
Baloo's got a couple of questions. Hey, Baloo. So do little gem magnolias work well with Melbourne's climate?
They do work very well in Melbourne's climate. I have seen some amazing specimens in the gardens here. So no, they're very, very good plant. Very, very good plant.
All right,
so
Blue.
yes, they do.
You'll be doing good there. And then second question, do all white macrophilia hydrangeas change colour dependent on soil?
They can change colour, but most of them, if they do, will go pink. Macrophylla white usually stays white,
Does it?
but it
Okay.
won't go blue and it won't go pink. It
Oh.
doesn't do what the other ones do. No.
Oh, okay. So it will only go a light shade
It'll
of pink.
go light shade of pink.
Oh,
and
that's
pink
really
is the only
interesting.
colour it will really go to. It doesn't do what the other ones do, yes.
Okay.
So your blue can go pink and your pink can go blue, but the white, no.
Nice. Okay, awesome. All right, there you go. Thanks for the questions, Baloo. And if you've asked us a question, we're getting to yours shortly. Hang in there, guys. So Muster asks, can you help me with a plant called Camellia sasanqua hiryu?
Yes.
Not growing well. I'm in the ACT.
ACT.
Not growing well, yeah. Hiryu.
Wow.
I would have thought it'd grow good there, though.
It
isn't
should
it?
go really well there.
Cool climate. Do you
Yeah,
need more
perfectly.
information, Wayne?
Yeah, I'd like to know a bit more about the soil and whether they've had it tested, whether it's alkaline or acid, because camellia is like acid soil, and it's often one of the problems.
Okay.
Overwatering is another one.
Okay, so it could be overwatering.
Could be overwatering. Cold won't affect it, not where it is there.
Not
and
cold?
it's one of the stronger sasanquas,
Okay.
Aru, yeah. So that should be easy.
And what did
So-
you say about acid? Too much acid, or
No,
is
it needs to be acid.
Oh, it needs
you
to
don't
be
want an
acidic,
alkaline
yeah.
soil, you need an acidic soil,
All right.
which is often another problem. And depends how old it is, whether it's a newly planted plant or whether it's an older plant.
Would you recommend they pH test the soil? Or?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Or even send us an email or something like that, and I can, because I'm one of the people who does that.
Yeah,
Answers emails,
what's the
yes.
best? Is sales at
Sales,
hello?
yeah, sales.
All right,
at-
Muster. So yeah, if you're watching us, and great if you could send us a picture of your
Yeah, send
plants.
us a photo of the plant, explain the situation that it's in, explain a bit about what's happening to it, and we can tell you what to do with it and how to fix it.
Fantastic. Yeah, so it's sales at hellohelloplants.com.au. That's sales at hellohelloplants.com.au. Thanks, Muster, and hopefully we can find out
Yeah,
what's
we can
going
sort
on.
that out for you, yeah.
Great. All right, we'll keep running along here. All right, there's one more here. Sorry, it's just jumped. All right, George asks, what are the best nutrients for English box hedges? Mine are hardly growing.
Right, okay. The best thing that I've found for Buxus is a product called Top Buxus.
Yeah,
All the high-end landscapers use it, particularly the ones on the other side of Melbourne.
Top
And they
Buxus.
swear by it.
Okay.
And it will feed, it will treat, and you can get different types of Top Buxus, but it is, everyone who uses it swears by it.
Really?
And everyone I've spoken to about it here, who's gone out and tried it,
Yeah.
has come back blown away by what Top Buxus actually does.
What is it? A slow release or what
Yeah,
is it?
it's you could. I think there's a slow release form. There's a powder form that you can mix into water, and
Yeah.
there's a treatment for sick plants and a treatment for fertilizing. So you can do all that, and it is amazing. Look it up. It's
Okay.
called Top Buxus. It's specially formulated for Buxus in this climate that have problems.
Top Buxus. All right,
Yeah.
George. Let me see if I can.
Because that'll solve
reply.
your yellowing, solve any dieback you have. It's
Top
often used to
Buxus.
fix dieback.
I've dropped that in the comments section there for you, George. Check that one out. I personally haven't heard of that one
Yeah,
myself.
Top Buxus, no, incredible. All the comeback I've had.
All right, guys, we're going to jump over to different platforms. For those of you asking questions in TikTok, we'll be back in a sec. And we've still got another 10 minutes, so we'll be right. Silsto asks, hi Chris, I have a plant, it has big leaves, purple flowers with spikes. Jody said it was something Bridges. I've used Roundup, but it's still growing. How do I kill it? Do you know what that might be?
So it's. Do we need to know what the plant actually is? Or
Yeah, it's no, just how to kill it.
How
But
to
we
kill it.
kind of need to know what it is
we are
too,
looking
so-
at getting in a product to do just that.
Okay.
We've actually spoken to the suppliers, and hopefully we'll have it in a few weeks.
Okay, for
Yeah.
do you know what the
For-
plant is though?
No.
No, it just, well here, this is what we've got. It says, I have a plant, it has big leaves, purple flowers with spikes.
Spikes.
Jody said it was something Bridges. Nah, okay.
The only big purple flowering large leaf plant I know is Bartletina.
Yeah, I was
But
thinking
that's
that
not,
actually.
yeah, but not spikes.
Yeah, it's not
as such.
spikes, yeah. Silsto maybe send us a picture as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
again,
Another-
email.
might be another email
Yeah, another
job, yeah.
email, and we can tell them what to use.
Yeah.
And we are getting a product in to do just things like that for blackberries and things that are really hard to get rid of.
Yeah, send us an email, sales at hellohelloplants.com.au.
And we can fix that for you. Yeah.
Yep, sales at hellohelloplants.com.au. George says, thank you. You're welcome, George. Katie says, you weren't here, Wayne. Chris answered a question for Katie on how to get rid of nutgrass growing in Queensland, I think it was.
Yeah, Mullumbimby Cooch.
She says, well, Katie says done. I'll hoe down. Chris was saying if it can't photosynthesize,
Yeah.
it'll die. So just
Yeah.
got to be on top of it, basically.
Yes, and very hard to get rid of.
Yeah, that's what Katie's running into.
No, very, very hard.
Flix says, hi, I have lily pillies being attacked by green beetle. I have eco oil and need and pyrethrum. Is it time to remove and replant? I'm in Adelaide.
Oh, another Adelaide. No,
Yeah.
your neem oil and your pyrethrum should be all right, but you might have to go to a heavier insecticide like Comguard or Confidor.
Okay, Confidor.
Yeah, or Comguard.
Con-
It's the
or
one that we
Comguard.
sell here. But
So
yeah.
don't replant and remove yet?
No, I
Keep
would,
going?
particularly as you're going into winter, best time to treat it.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah,
All right.
so I would do that now first. And
Yeah.
if by the beginning of spring it doesn't pick up, perfect planting time to put in new ones.
Cool.
Yeah, I would use winter to try and fix it. If it doesn't fix by spring, then rip it out and start again.
All right, give that a whirl, Flix. And in Adelaide, all the same.
Yeah,
there,
that's a
pretty
fine.
much,
Yeah.
All right, great. Silsto's come back. He's got quite a few questions. We'll get through yours, Silsto. Hi, Chris. I have a plant. Oh, it's the same one. I think they dropped it a couple of times. Hang on. Yeah, it's the same question several times. Oh, and then Silsto said, thanks, I'll take a pic. Thank you. Yeah, send the email.
Yes.
And then Silsto commented, hi, Wayne. We need to see your beautiful balcony. Is that in regards
Yes.
to
Well,
the
I've been
prints
collecting.
or-
I've been collecting lots of plants. A lot of
Okay.
customers talk to me about what sort of garden I
Oh.
have, and I've got a balcony. I've been collecting lots and lots
Oh.
of things. And it's looking amazing.
Really? Yeah, we do need to see that then.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Maybe we can post it on our socials.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, awesome. We'll jump back over to TikTok. There's a few questions there. And feel free, guys, if you have any gardening questions, Wayne's here to help. Chris had to leave early, so if you have any gardening questions, just drop your gardening question in the comment section. This live is just for you guys to get the gardening advice and help that you need. All right, so we're going to jump back over to TikTok, and I think there's another question here. So Cam says, best way to grow white hydrangeas.
Okay.
First time garden, just planted 6 in my new home. I only something topsoil for now. What soil do you recommend? Did I need to sprinkle fertilizer?
No, I mean, you can put some Osmocote with the soil. They really need to feed as you go into spring, late August, just before you go into spring.
Right.
Just white
before
hydrangeas,
spring.
again, depends shade or sun.
Yeah.
If you're in shade, microphylla. If you're in sun, you need the paniculata varieties.
Okay. So I can't tell from their message whether they've already got the hydrangeas or not.
Okay.
Just says best way to grow them. So yeah, if they so Wayne's saying if you have a sunny position, get paniculata. If you have a shady position, get
You get macrophylla.
macrophylla. Okay.
Yeah. And if they have any questions, again, send an email to sales.
Yeah, you can always send us an email. Yeah, we like to direct you there, and sales@hellohelloplants.com.au. We have Wayne and a team of people working behind the scenes answering all of your questions there as well. Awesome. All right, I think we might have caught up. Wayne, you're really quick because usually Chris. Oh, okay. Cam says I have 6. Thank you. So yeah, I think you answered
So we
there.
have 6. Yeah.
You answered their question. All right, yeah, Wayne, I was just going to say you've gone. Usually, Chris has many stories in between the questions,
Yeah,
so we
I can do that.
yeah.
I can definitely do that.
But we're looking like we've caught up. We might just give the people watching a minute if there's any last-minute gardening questions or any suppressed questions anyone might have wanted to
Any
have asked.
Downton Abbey royal
Yeah,
questions,
any royal,
yes.
maybe a royal
What
question.
do royals do? Yes. What don't?
What
you
are they
do?
actually? Am I allowed to know? Were they like oil sort of heiresses or something like that?
No, descendants from the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh,
so
wow.
they go back a long, long, long way.
Wow,
So
okay.
they're in that line of So they go.
And
back
they
a
were
long way.
wow, that's pretty up there. That which country was it again?
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
most people will remember King Hussein,
Yeah.
who ran the country for a long
Yeah.
time. He died 3 months after I first went there.
Oh, okay.
And the prince that I work for was next in line to be king, but then he changed that just before he died, and his son took over.
Yeah. Okay.
So so it was because Prince Hassan was crown prince when I started there.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If anyone that's watching is interested in that, it sounds really fascinating, actually.
Yes. And their main passion was gardens.
Yeah.
They love
what are the
gardens.
gardens like there? Because when I think of Jordan, I think of desert.
many-
It's not
it is,
desert.
it's just
though.
pure
It is
desert.
pure desert. Okay.
But you then
Have
try
oases
to.
too? or-
Well, you do, but you try to grow plants that will tolerate that. So I'm used to growing things in
Really
difficult
heat's
positions.
heavy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it was 50 degrees in summer, or could get to 50.
Gosh.
Average temperature was about 38, 40.
Yeah.
But then
It'd
it
be
can
getting
go
up there
down to-
now, though, wouldn't it? Like this time of year, we're going back into that
and then
summer.
you would go down to -7, sometimes in winter, and it would snow every couple of years.
Wow.
You'd wake up and there'd be a metre of snow on the ground.
That's incredible.
No,
Wouldn't
incredible
have even
lifestyle.
thought that.
But so many of your plants here will grow over there. Things like plumbago, oleander, lantana, a lot of that stuff actually grow over there. So many plants you grow here.
That's awesome. Ness just commented, Chris has changed. Yeah, Chris morphed. He
Yeah,
changed his body completely.
yeah, completely. The hair's still the same colour.
No, look, Ness, if you've just joined us, Chris had to leave early today, and we brought in our second horticultural expert on site, which is Wayne, who's sitting here. Happy to answer your questions. I think we've given it a minute, so if no one else has any other gardening questions, we might wrap it up. Let me just see if here we go, hang on. Might have missed a few. Let's see. No, I think that's it there. Let me just double check if I haven't missed any. Feel free, guys, your opportunity to ask any questions you like gardening wise, or the Jordan, what do you call it? Royal family.
Royal family, yeah. And what it's like
That's
to live in a
different to how we normally do it. Yeah.
country like that, yes.
All right, let's see. Hang on, we got one apparently. Let's see. All right, here, Mustard's back. Hi Wayne, the Camellias Sasanqua Hiru were planted back in December 2023.
Okay.
Does that help? Do you need the original question?
No, I would like to see a photo.
Still needs a photo.
Yeah, because if you give me a photo, then I can have a look at it and see what's happened to it.
Okay, yeah, we're going to...
So that's obviously something that's happened over time. So it must have been okay when it was planted for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Mustard, definitely send through
Yeah,
the photo.
some photos, please.
sales@hellohelloplants.com.au. All right, I think that's, might be it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, Mustard saying I will send your photos.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got another question because we still got time. If you guys actually want to ask questions, we can stick around. Tanya's asking, what do you suggest I put over a hibiscus bush when we get frosts?
Oh, there's a product called horticultural fleece. I don't know what it's called in this country. It's like a
What is it called?
horticultural fleece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would
and
it be
you cover
Hessian? Is it like a Hessian?
You can use Hessian, but that's because in Jordan we had heavy frost and
Really
again,
heavy ones.
snow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you
So
said
you
that.
would
Yeah.
have to cover things like datura. We grew datura there, and you would have to cover it in horticultural fleece. Otherwise, you'd lose it. It would just kill
Right.
it. So yes.
Wow.
And you should be able to get that from
Bunnings.
Yeah, Bunnings. or
Bunnings
somewhere
or
like that.
Manning's Warehouse.
Yeah,
as
and
we
they
like
do
to
sell
call
a product that's very similar to what we used over there. I have seen it.
it. Okay. Well, there's a nice, simple answer for you. That was who was that again? I've lost the name. Tanya. Tanya says thank you. You're welcome, Tanya. Estelle says, just has a comment. Thank you for your interesting comments, Wayne. You're welcome, Estelle.
You're welcome.
Frost. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Ruth says frost cloth. Maybe
Yeah,
is
frost
the-
cloth. Yeah,
the name.
Bunnings sell it. We knew it as horticultural fleece, but there is a product here that is the same, and Bunnings do have it. I have seen.
Okay,
it.
awesome. All right, here we go. We've got another one for you, and we can. That's okay. We can answer more questions for you guys, so don't be shy. We'll probably do another 5 or so minutes. All right, Wayne. Sean, this is from Sean. Hi, Wayne. I have a Japanese Osakazuki that was just planted recently at the front of the house. It is exposed to full sun. It is not doing well. No autumn color at all. It has lost all its leaves. The leaves turned brown and dried up. Any advice? I think it sounds
And
like.
that could
But our
be-
autumn was crap this year. I
Our
think.
autumn was crap.
had
Even
a
we
crap
didn't
autumn.
have the Shana that we normally have, that Chris normally
Didn't
has
go
here,
red, yeah.
was so red 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like Mickey's jacket.
Yeah, like even that not the maple. Sorry, the cherry didn't even do an autumn thing. Yeah.
Well, Mickey's jacket is red. I mean, that's what the Shanas looked like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I remember taking photos when they were
yeah.
at the front. This year, nothing.
Yeah, because we had a really warm autumn.
Yes.
And
well,
it's-
it was when I went out 2 nights ago. It was still 19 at 7
Yeah, that's
o'clock.
crazy. Yeah.
8 degrees above what it's normally supposed
Yeah. So
to
the
be.
weather.
So the weather has played a big part in that. They haven't turned properly.
They didn't get their colour.
No,
that
because they
normally
should have
get.
started turning and going cold in sort of late March.
Yeah, you know where actually I went up to Mount Macedon and the autumn colour up there was amazing because it's a little bit higher.
Exactly, a little bit colder.
And I was like, we don't even have in Melbourne. We weren't even getting that colour.
no, and it'll be that. Because I know from having come from Queensland, we have Nandina up there. But because we're warmer, it doesn't go red like it does. Down
Yeah, it goes
here, it's
beautiful
insane.
crimson here. Yeah.
Up there,
No,
you
boring.
might get a tiny boring. Yeah,
Okay.
very much.
All right. Hopefully that answers that for you, Sean. Was Sean worried it was dead? Hang on. Just planted recently in the front. What were they? Any advice? Yeah, it sounded like he was worried maybe it was dying or something. But
Which
just
one, the Hairu?
the Sakazuki.
Oh,
I
no,
think-
and it'll look terrible this time of year.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Any advice? I don't know what advice you
No,
give you.
some feeding as we go into late August.
Okay.
Yeah, some fertiliser.
Soil release for those as well?
Sea
or-
salt, yeah, sea salt
Sea
once
salt?
a week for the first 6 weeks of spring,
Yeah.
and some Osmocote mixed in around the top of the soil, just a general purpose one.
All right, wonderful. All right, there you go, Sean. All right, some more questions have rolled in. We've still got a few more minutes. Aladdin, just wondering if you have a bare-rooted plant list, when will it be available? I think we're waiting on that,
Starting to come
aren't we?
through now. We're just waiting for that to come through.
Yes.
Yeah, the first bare-rooted plants have just arrived.
But they're standard icebergs, yeah?
Yeah, and a few fruit trees and some weeping cherries
Wow.
have
Okay,
literally
yeah.
just come into stock on Friday.
Okay, so yeah, we do have standard icebergs in stock now as the first sort of shipment of bare-rooted
Yeah, they're
plants.
just coming through.
Just coming through, and the list will have up Aladdin. If you just keep your eye on the website will get updated, and we'll have a page dedicated to the bare-rooted plants.
Yeah, and it might have been sooner, but it's been like the problem with the maples, too warm. It's
Right.
too warm for doing bare root.
So bare-root's probably going to be later
Yeah,
this
this
season.
is ideal weather today. This is exactly what you
Yeah,
want.
this is more. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
this
going
is more what you want.
Yeah.
This is what you should have had through autumn, but you didn't.
That's right. Yeah, you should have had the weather we got right now. Should have started it back in April.
That's right.
Yeah, and it hasn't. It's been quite a warm April.
Yeah, and we had the same problem coming out of summer.
Yeah.
Because it stayed warm right up until the end of January.
Yeah.
Which is way too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Cool. So Alrighty Roo says, I'm a horticultural consultant and I'm just listening to your program. Okay, cool. Thanks for listening, Alrighty Roo.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's helpful advice or
yeah.
you learned something. I think that's all right. Cool, guys. It's looking like we might be done. Send us through a question now, or we'll wrap it up. We've still got a couple of minutes, but think that might be it, guys. If you have any last minute questions, you can ask now. But thank you so much for joining us. So we do a live Q&A every Monday with Chris. You can join us here at 12 o'clock and we go for about 45 minutes. We will have a live, we've got a new sale coming this Friday called Too Many Plants.
Too Many Plants. Yeah, we were just talking about that. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, so Too Many Plants goes live this Friday at 12 o'clock. And you can find out all about that. Chris will be presenting it, of course, and some amazing deals. And our auction item
is a Magnolia teddy bear.
Yep.
$699 worth in a 20-inch pot.
Yeah.
So, and they are
10-cent.
Stunning quality.
Oh, they look really good.
They are stunning. Yeah.
10-cent reserve on that one.
That's right.
There's a video going up tonight about that if you want to learn more.
Yep.
So you can essentially bid on a teddy bear Magnolia worth $700 from 10 cents, basically. So that'll be this Friday during the Too Many Plants sale.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Oh, and it's the last week.
Yes.
If you spend $100 either in store or online. Sorry, Wayne.
No, that's okay. But that's
you get a free $30 Lisbon lemon.
Lemon. Yeah, Chris has
Yeah,
extended
show
it for another
that
week.
one there, Wayne. Yeah.
And they are amazing.
They're really good. People are loving them, actually. Who couldn't need a lemon? Like,
well, look at nice shape.
That's a beautiful shape.
I mean, look at that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfection.
Is that a dwarf one or just a regular?
No, just a regular one.
Okay.
But if you're going to buy a lemon, normally sometimes they're literally a stick and not much foliage.
Yeah.
But that is the
That's
perfect
a proper,
way to start.
got a bit of shape. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and the better it starts when they're small, the better it ends up being. So yes.
All right, awesome. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
No one. Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.